The Jack Roller. A Delinquent Boy's Own Story. By Clifford Shaw. With a new introduction by Howard S. Becker. Published by the University of Chicago Press. Introduction. By Howard S. Becker. The Jack Roller was first published in 1930, and has enjoyed a continuing and well-deserved popularity ever since. It was not the first published sociological life history. That honor goes to the documents published by Thomas and Znaniecki in The Polish Peasant. But it was the first of a series to be published by Clifford Shaw and his associates, and was followed by The Natural History of a Delinquent Career and Brothers in Crime. During the same period, Edwin Sutherland published the still popular Professional Thief. And similar documents have been published occasionally since, most recently, The Fantastic Lodge and Hustler. The life history is not conventional social science data, although it has some of the features of that kind of fact, being an attempt to gather material useful in the formulation of general sociological theory. Nor is it a conventional autobiography, although it shares with autobiography its narrative form, its first-person point of view, and its frankly subjective stance. It is certainly not fiction, although the best life history documents have a sensitivity and pace, a dramatic urgency that any novelist would be glad to achieve. The differences between these forms lie both in the perspective from which the work is undertaken, and in the methods used. The writer of fiction is not, of course, concerned with fact at all, but rather with dramatic and emotional impact, with form and imagery, with the creation of a symbolic and artistically unified world. Fidelity to the world as it exists is only one of many problems for him, and for many authors it is of little importance. The autobiographer proposes to explain his life to us, and thus commits himself to maintaining a close connection between the story he tells and what an objective investigation might discover. When we read autobiography, however, we are always aware that the author is telling us only part of the story, that he has selected his material so as to present us with the picture of himself he would prefer us to have, and that he may have ignored what would be trivial or distasteful to him, though of great interest to us. As opposed to these more imaginative and humanistic forms, the life history is more down to earth, more devoted to our purposes than those of the author, less concerned with artistic values than with a faithful rendering of the subject's experience and interpretation of the world he lives in. The sociologist who gathers a life history takes steps to ensure that it covers everything we want to know.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?